Look into the eyes of the people that you love. Not me. What? Just listening.
All right. So we are back up. I am trying to get Adam back here because I didn't realize that it just went and kicked him off. So we're going to get Adam back on here. Just give me 1 second. And we are talking toys, guys. Toys, toys, toys. So with Comic Con on the horizon here, a lot of people are releasing a lot of toys news, and there's so much to get into. A lot of HasLab stuff, a lot of GI Joe, Star Wars, Black Series. I know Adam's got some He-Man stuff that he's talking about. He wants to talk about. So as soon as we get Adam on here, we will dive into it. So hopefully he should be showing up. But let's get into. So the big news is GI Joe Classified Cobra Hiss is absolutely killing right now in the backing. Bring that up for you real quick. So if you guys haven't seen this thing is freaking awesome. It is the GI Joe Classified series HasLab Hiss. It is $2.99 and it is going until August 15th. And it is so far past its target of 8,000. It's up to 15,000 right now. And that means, I forget which tier we're in, because now we've got, I think they're into the third tier of goals here. So yeah, so 8,000 backers is fully funded. 10,000 backers unlocks upgrade 1, 12,000 upgrade 2, 14,000 upgrade 3. They're very close to the classified upgrade number 4. So so this thing is absolutely killing it. So upgrade 1 was unlocked, 2 removable side mounted missile racks. Those look cool. 2 was his canopy retro armor plated tread skirts. So you got all these little add-ons here. The movable treads. This whole figure is freaking awesome. Number 3, unlocked weapons accessory pack and his gunner action figure. So you get all the guns, you get the figure with all his accessories or her accessories. I'm not sure what it is. Turret. It's so good. And then one of the things was all of these different colors of the fate of the Cobra Hiss campaign is in your hands. So I think it's a little bit since they've that's what it started. The tactician action figure inspired Ron Rudat's design. So that's what these guys are. And I have not gotten into the GI Joe line, but man, they are making it more and more difficult every single time. So hey,
how long were you waiting for me?
Oh, I've just been talking for a few minutes.
I'm sorry.
I pressed reload on it and it completely just said okay, and it kicked you right off, and I'm like, oh, okay. So I
was waiting for you to come back.
Yeah.
I was like, let me check my email here.
Yeah, but we're on right now, and I'm just talking about the Cobra Hiss thing, or I know it's very, very professional, but the HasLab Cobra Hiss crowdfunded. This thing, Adam, is destroying. The target was 8,000. It's the up to 15,110 backers right now, and still has 39 days until the crowdfund ends.
It's recognizable IP. Fans know what it is. It's aimed at adult collectors. This is why it's success. Some of the reasons why it's successful. They're not trying a HasLab crowd-funded or fan-funded thing on something called Reva's fucking lightsaber here. This is not what that is. This is what it should be.
We'll get there.
You know what I'm saying? This product right here is, you can tell I don't want it because I don't know shit about G.I. Joe, but I will tell you this. All these new G.I. Joe figures coming out right now makes me wish I played with G.I. Joe as a kid because all this shit is sweet.
G.I. Joe is one of the my favorite toy lines that I had as a kid. I was a G.I. Joe kid, so when I see this stuff, you know what I see, Adam? I see the stuff I could not get as a child because
Sure.
And like you said, who is this going after? It's going after the adults, and specifically either the adults who did have this or specifically the adults who did not have, or the kids who did not have this because they had so much stuff. And I'm still waiting for a couple things, but Adam, look how cool that is. It's got the little beacon that's got the Cobra logo.
And you got to think that some of these brand managers have got to be our age.
Oh no, yeah, no.
That's why this is happening. I know.
100%.
Look at that logo. Oh, it's beautiful.
It's people going, I know exactly who's going to want this.
Yeah,
and it's the guys who are going like, it's the 40-year-old guys going, the other nerds who had this are going to go absolute ape over this.
Thing's gorgeous, man.
And
gorgeous.
So that's what's on the HasLab side. That's the crowdfunded side. And this is what they just released today. So let me pull this up real quick. Blah, 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 blah. This was released on their Instagram. And this is, here's the problem.
These are awesome.
Here's the problem, Adam.
Yeah.
I do not collect G.I. Joe, the classified series, the 6-inch figures.
I know.
I had the little figures, like the ones that they had when we were kids. And I've said before, like when it comes to Transformers and all that, like I only need a few. But I also said, okay, if they come out with like a Duke, and I know they've got a Lady J and Snake Eye and all those guys, and what do they freaking drop today?
Duke.
It is G.I. Joe Classified Series Tiger Force Duke and Ram vehicle. This thing is so cool.
Yes, sir.
No, not what I want. That's what I mean. That's what I want. All right, that's what I wanted. Look, first of all, he just looks cool, just leaning against the damn thing, like pulling his gun. I was like, whoever was in charge of the marketing, just doing the still photos for this, freaking bravo, my friend. Bravo, because you knocked this one out of the park, because this thing is freaking rad.
Yeah.
And this is a Target exclusive, and I believe if it has not sold out yet for pre-orders on Target, it is for $42, which I would 100%.
Absolutely.
And just the box, because that's what it looked like as a kid. That's damn you people. You're the ones who are like, dude, we're gonna play so hard into the retro stuff. Like, damn, like you, Hasbro, who, like I said, whoever is in charge of the G.I. Joe Classified or the G.I. Joes, you are freaking nailing it. Good,
yeah,
good on you guys.
I'm going to buy the retro carded Baroness when it comes out.
Yeah, no, that's
Have you seen her, the retro carded Baroness?
I'm trying to see if I can pull it.
It's a great figure.
How far I have to go? I don't see it, but dude, they're, like I said, whoever over at HasLab is in charge of their freaking G.I. Joe marketing right now. You guys are just absolutely killing it.
What
was
that?
Which one?
Yeah, you're hitting some G.I. Joe stuff now. That's all.
Well, this is HasLab's Hasbro Pulse's Instagram that I'm going. And then I just saw them drop this today. The G.I. Joe Classified HasLab campaign has been quite a roller coaster of a journey, hasn't it? My faithful Alkalites. Every step of the way, you've impressed whatever it does. Already memory. the occasion with a trophy to my greatness. The HasLab campaign reaches 16,000 backers. You'll unlock the classified upgrade number 4, a 6-inch scale retro cardback Cobra Commander action figure inspired by the rare misprinted variant of my original 1982 Real American Hero figure release. Oh, you sons of bitches. This figure is made for me. I want to be able to see my shining helmet through the blister pack and revel in my resplendent portrait. Oh, you bastards. So this is going to be the 6.4 inch, and he's got Hold Snake.
Is he a tier for the hiss?
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
this is the tier 4.
So what do you have to do to get this figure?
You got to go back to over here. And you got to buy this boy right here. So
So you buy him and you get it?
So that's the thing I kind of went over before he jumped on. So, it's on here. Let me find it here. So, multi-classified stretch goal unlocks. So, there's 8,000, 10,000, 12,000 backers, 14,000 backers, and then 16,000 backers. So they just announced what the upgrade number forward is going to be, and it is going to be the Cobra Commander right here. And that thing is freaking badass. And golly, I
guess what I don't. Okay, go ahead.
Sorry, I said my limit with the Turtle Van was 250, but I might have to do this. I might have to. I still got 39 days. Son of a bitch. Because this thing's a monster too. This is a big toy. So it is 19 inches long, 10.96 inches tall, made to go with the almost 6.5-inch scale figures. That's not little. That's a big freaking toy, dude.
Wait a minute. That thing's set for the classified series?
Yes.
I thought I saw the figure. It was like the 3 4 3/4.
No, let me see.
Oh my god!
I'm sharing the right one here. So this is
holy shit.
Yeah. No, this thing's freaking awesome. It's freaking awesome.
Oh yeah.
Very much like the Black Series, where all the Black Series stuff is in scale with their figures, and they're doing the exact same thing. So going over, so the first tier was side-mounted missiles. You get these packs. These guys are cool. And then you get like steel plates and a canopy. Third is a bunch of guns and this figure. And then they just announced the fourth, which is going to be that Cobra Commander. And that Cobra Commander is freaking awesome.
Could you imagine if they did the aircraft carrier?
Dude! Here. Okay. So, getting back to what you mentioned it a little bit before. So this thing, I mean, it's going to hit all the tiers. Every single tier possible, that thing's going to hit.
Yeah.
This bastard, I wanted so. It's one of those things you don't even know that you wanted until it's freaking. The Cobra hack initiated for basically the G.I. Joe Sky Striker, the F-14.
Oh my god! What? So
that was the latest G.I. Joe thing from last year or last time, and it's already, it's already closed. But
so it's out there.
I don't think not yet. I think that's coming out either
Did it
later
get funded?
It got funded, but it's just not. It's not. It's not being released yet. It's I think it's later this year or early next year.
Okay, so you said your limit was the Turtle Van, and that can be for this year. But if you can expand it a little bit and you can get this hiss, here's my advice. If you can get this hiss and you want it that bad and it means that much to you, which it sounds like it does, than I would buy it here now. Not now, like in this moment, but on this because it's only going to get more expensive. The second that thing
Well,
is
well,
sold out,
that's the problem because this. All right, so quick thing I found. So it is supposed to be released spring of 2023. So that's when the Sky Striker uh is meant to be
do they do payments?
delivered. I think so. I don't know. And then this one, I don't see an expected time of. It's too early for that. Estimated shipping fall of 2023. So basically, a year from now.
Okay.
So,
It's
but
awesome.
funding until August 15th. So
It's even more awesome now that I know it's like 6-inch scale. That's crazy.
yeah, that's well, and that's part of the problem. So
Damn,
we
that thing's
we
beautiful.
we
Oh, sorry.
okay.
One of the original designers on this is the same one who designed like Knight Rider, and that's why those are alike.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
100%. What was I going to say? Yeah, because I learned my lesson with the Razor Crest because I saw that at the latest Comic Con, and I think I told you, and I think I said it on the show. That baby was listed for $900. That is unfortunately the problem with these because it's and it's one. I think you are limited at 5. You can only buy 5, but as soon as that'll be $1,500. But secondary market, sky's the limit on this one.
Oh, yeah, dude, these things are nuts. Matty Collector did the same exact thing with Castle Grayskull and Snake Mountain. Well, Super 7 did Snake Mountain. These things just jump. They just jump. Have you seen the sail barge? Star Wars sail barge. Have you seen that thing?
Yes. Yeah. So
was that a HasLab?
Yes, that should have been. Yeah, that was
like the first one.
That was definitely HasLab. Let me see if it's on here. Yeah, they don't go past Friday. Yeah, right here.
There it is. Yeah,
right there.
Yeah, that thing's crazy.
Yeah, shipped to 28/19. So that would have been back in, according to their looks like production schedule, probably back in 18. You would have had to get on that.
Yeah, well, give our buddies a call at Sergeant Reds and you can own that.
Total length of 49 inches.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. Have you seen it in person?
I probably just glancing because I didn't want to get too excited like I am now.
Oh man, I feel like well, maybe I didn't know about it then either because it's been a while since you and I were at that store.
Yeah.
But so he might have got it after. But at Sergeant Reds, they got a sail barge, dude. It's huge.
Well, this was one of the ones that really got my attention originally was the Sentinel.
I want that, and I'm never gonna fucking own it unless I.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know how much money X-Men action figures are?
Well, that's
Marvel Legends.
Yeah, that's part of the problem with these crowdfunded ones because one, you gotta have it, they're pretty buco bucks, but also, man, when it hits secondary market, it's not even fair at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's the Razor Crest. That one was easily funded, and that's the first Star Wars failure. And well, not that I want to be a bearer of bad news, but Star Wars Black Series has its second failure well on its way. Jeez, Adam. See, here's the thing, because I know I called you last week, and I'm like, sometimes when we talk about stuff, I was like, are we talking about the right stuff? Are we talking about stuff people care about? And then, because we've been talking about this puppy here for, I'd say almost a month, at how poorly it's being funded. When we started tracking this, it was just over 1,000, like 1,033 backers. In that time, it's only increased by 300 backers. Its target it's at 1,300. Its target is 5,000. It ends in 4 days. It ain't happening. Star Wars Hasbro HasLab is setting up for another failure.
Well, it's crowdfunded, so the tooling's not necessarily bought. You know what I mean? They
Yeah.
lose money on design. They lose money on that kind of stuff, but it's adult collector and it's crowdfunded. It didn't go in, and we still got Hasbro Pulse. I mean, isn't that what it's all about? They had to know there'd be some failures. This is ignorant, though, and so is the Rancor. Let's be honest about that. Why would you fuck that up?
Well, and this is our second show, our second stream. Our first stream we just got into. We just got into was nerds. Nerds, Adam. We show our loyalty and our love for our franchises with our wallets. I don't know quite how they haven't figured this out yet, but don't mess with us because we will not buy your crap if it's crap.
Well, and at the same time, who did you think wanted that?
Well, that was
there's not Reva fans out there yet.
Well, this is getting into a whole another thing because we're gonna have a whole show about follow up for some of the shows, Kenobi and all that. I want to do. Hopefully, you can get some guests on here to talk about it.
Sure. Well,
they pushed her so hard on the fans. They thought she was going to be the next it character, and she ended up being the next Jar Jar. That's how badly they miscalculated that. Because remember, that was the.
I understand that mistake, though.
That
I can wrap
was
my head around that.
Right. That was one of the jokes in one of my favorite movies, Fanboys. Is Seth Rogen's character gets the Jar Jar Binks tattoo. He's like, this guy's gonna be awesome, and then turns out not that awesome. And George Lucas, ate a little bit of crow, and then he took him out of pretty much for the rest of the prequels. But yeah, Disney made a big miscalculation in that and said, "Oh, this is our next star. This is characters gonna be great," and they didn't develop her, and no one liked
her. Yeah. I understand that. I do. But getting on the topic of toys, I understand that. What made you think people would want this as a HasLab crowdfunded? What? What was the logic behind an unknown character like that? You would have been better off if I'm the president of the company and you're like, this is what we're going to do, and I got to put my stamp of approval on my brand manager, okay? I'm going to say, can't we put a lightsaber in Batman or Superman's hand? That'd be more fucking believable. Can't we call it Batman's lightsaber? Because that will sell. People know who that is. What's a Reva? I don't know what a Reva is. I've never even seen Star Wars, but I know who Darth Vader is.
Well, and here's the other thing. And I've said it before. I'm no marketing genius, but well, first of all, it's a $500 lightsaber for a character that no one knows, no one cares about.
That's it.
There is such a market, a second and third tier markets for people creating different variations of characters that people like their lightsabers. You have obviously the Disney ones, you've got the Black Series ones. You've just searched custom lightsabers on the internet, you will get pages of people who make lightsabers for characters that are known, characters that are unknown, characters that maybe you just made up in cosplay as. So it was a huge miscalculation. And not to mention, people didn't care. There was a decent amount of people who did not like the show, didn't like the character, and are not going to buy your $500 lightsaber. That's why I say, do not mess with nerds. They will not support you if you mess with them.
But I'll buy that hiss all day long because it's a fucking relevant.
All right, Adam. I just saw something. I don't know.
I could do things with that, dude.
Yeah. Dude.
I wouldn't even.
If I get into G.I. Joe, it's going to be such a black hole. It's going to be this gigantic black hole.
Sure.
Worse than Ninja Turtles.
But it's all black. The Cobra symbol comes out as a light. I could put it in with my other 6-inch stuff, make a scene, it'd be sweet.
It's gonna be awesome. But real quick, Adam, did you see this?
I didn't. What is this?
A fighter who fought for those that could not or would not fight for them. Superman from Future State Worlds of War is coming soon.
Man, I thought you were going to say it's Henry Cavill, Superman from Black Adam. That's what
No,
I thought
I
you were going
just
to
saw
say.
that on McFarlane's Instagram. I didn't see that, so I was like,
I'm sitting that one out, buddy. I have to.
yeah.
If it's a Target exclusive, I'll get it. But probably not, though, because I don't know. Probably not. I bought that whole line of that Build-A-Figure with not Bane. The Dark Father Batman, the Dark Side Batman or whatever.
Yeah.
And like he's cool. I'm glad I have him. He's a great Batman figure. But I don't want the rest of them right now.
Right.
What the fuck am I gonna do with these? And I have a hard time placing them. So
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not a Superman guy, so this is definitely a no for me.
that's badass.
It looks great, but we'll have to see what else comes out the line.
He would
Because that was another thing that's supposed to looks like they're having a summer showcase coming out soon. So
Yeah. He would look cool next to the McFarlane signature Wonder Woman.
yeah.
I want the alternate version of that figure so bad. Have you seen it? It was
No.
supposed to come out a while ago, but it's not on the toy store. I've never seen it on. What do you call it? Never seen it on McFarlane.
So here's one thing that Super 7 put out yesterday. And I kind of one of those. It's a Ninja Turtle figures Super 7, and I don't know.
Glow in the dark.
Glow in the dark. See that?
Patrick would love this. He loves anything that glows in the dark.
Oh, there you go.
That's for him.
Look at this.
What is that?
That's the
Muckman,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. So I'm gonna get that one. But these Ninja Turtles Super. I am not impressed by Super 7. I'm kind of pissed that they've got so many IPs that I care about. Like they do all the Thundercat stuff, and I just I can't do it. The quality's just not there for me.
Really? What don't you like about Super? I don't like everything they do, but there's some things I see. Like I've never thought that their turtle stuff was bad. What don't you like?
Here's the thing. When I see it up close, I just kind of go,
Okay.
Like here's the reveal for that, and it just when you're doing a figure in 2022, there's got to be a touch of updating. Like you just can't rehash. And this is strictly me speaking.
Right.
If you're gonna ask me to spend $50 on a figure in 2022 that's based on an 80s IP, you got to do a little bit of updating. I mean, that's just a bigger version of the 80s toys. And it just there's no detail muscles, there's no detail in the outfit. That's a hard sell for me for $50 for that figure.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not a McFarlane figure, right? Any
I said
the imagination, yeah.
I mean,
Or NECA.
maybe 35, but you're asking 50 for each figure. That's a hard ask.
Yeah, I agree.
Because I get it. There's a nostalgia to it, but I was like, I wouldn't buy that Andre the Giant. Give me some muscle definition. Give me something. I mean, there's some nice stuff like in the face. There's some detail, but give me some muscle definition. Andre the Giant,
the Princess Bride.
He's a big dude, but he's just not. That just makes him look fat and oafy. He was not fat.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying compare that figure to the Princess Bride figure McFarlane just put out.
Oh yeah, no, I bought those for my son. I bought him the Inigo Montoya and Wesley. Yeah, Yeah, that's a hard ask for me. And especially when their Thunder tanks like what $400-500, dude. That's hard for me.
Yeah. Who's it for?
Well, and that was because that was the big thing when they were doing the turtle vans. There was 3 turtle vans. There was a NECA, there was Super 7, and there was Underground Arsenal. And Underground Arsenal, and I apologize if I'm saying that wrong. And NECAs were very similar in price. I think Underground Arsenal had a few more things here and there, but they were just too. I don't know nearly enough about them. But the Super 7 one was just way out of my price range. I think that was $400 for that, and I'm like, that's too much of an ask for me.
Yeah.
And then, as it turns out, apparently my ceiling is being lifted probably fairly soon on that Cobra Hiss.
Yeah, you live once, and if you can do it, and if you could do it right now, that's the wisest thing if you want it.
Right. Well, that's it. Because if you don't get it now, you're never getting that thing for a decent price ever again.
Yeah.
Adam, you wanted to bring up some toys. What do you want to talk about?
I just thought I would do a little show and tell.
Yeah, let's go.
Like I said, you reminded me earlier though before we went on. We can do anything we want on the show, but right now I got like a list of figures, to do, and some of these older ones that are really nice, these DC Direct ones, I don't have on the list to do because everything else is priority. So I wanted to take this time to show off. This is a Alex Ross, I think, Justice figure. And this is the Alan Scott Green Lantern.
That's fantastic because you said that's based off the Alex Ross Kingdom
painting.
Come.
Yep. Yeah. Well, yep. I don't know about Kingdom Come. I think it's Future or
Okay.
Justice. But yeah, I mean, comes with the lantern here. This cape, you could pull his head off if you wanted to. But if you just look at his structure, he just looks like a guy. He just looks like a man.
Like the superheroes did back then.
Yeah. And so I really like it. I like how his mask is, even though this is a little out of focus here. But yeah, this is a great figure. The articulation isn't there. It's not meant to be. It's meant to be lightly articulated, so where you can put him in a cool pose.
I say it's meant for posing.
Yeah, but this is definitely this is an adult collector figure, so, and yeah, it's just it's classic now, they don't make them like this anymore. So that was Alan Scott Green Lantern, and then this here is Boston Brand, the Dead Man, and he's just a fun character. This figure is from a line called Brightest Day, same thing as Mira here, and this character I fell in love with when I was off of work for the pandemic. I started reading some of his stuff, comic books that had him in it, and he's awesome. He was murdered. He was a trapeze artist, and he was murdered, but he was chosen to walk the two worlds to bring justice or whatever to people. You know the story. I don't. I don't do it justice. I can't deep cut Dead Man that much, but
Yeah, I said the most I know about him is in one of the Warner Brothers DC animated movies. He was very good.
Oh right, Justice League Dark. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So those were the two I wanted to kind of just show and tell, and then actually, while we're on the topic of these kind of figures that they don't make them like this anymore, and we'll see what they do now. When now that McFarlane has the license and he's got DC Direct, he could make a whole DC Direct line. You know what I mean? And they could be like these older figures, or they could be posed like his older spawns. But you know what I'm saying?
Well, I think that's one of the things that they're doing with the Black Adam. Did you see the Black Adam 12-inch PVC statue?
Sure did. I think sweet.
Yeah.
So, anyways,
I'm not, and if anybody who follows the channel knows, I'm not a big rock fan, but that thing's pretty badass. Illustrated.
Oh yeah, it looks gorgeous for it's perfectly sculpted.
Yeah, for a
It looks
12-inch
just
figure.
yeah. So this here is a DC Direct George Perez era New Teen Titans Robin. So he's obviously pushing about 20 years old here in this figure. He's just coming of age where he's feeling he can't be Robin anymore here. So this was like the George Perez era before he turned him into Nightwing. And so, yeah, this is the last step in the journey of Dick Grayson to become Nightwing. So he starts out as a little boy, and this is him as an adult, and then he's like, okay, I'm not Robin anymore. So I love that figure. I paid a lot of money for that figure.
Because it's a cool figure.
Yeah. So
So,
but,
yeah, get back to it. So, in conclusion here, so freaking HasLab is killing GI Joe. It is, they are just freaking, they're killing it.
murdering.
HasLab Star Wars is dropping the ball all over the place because now they're like, hey, you want to know how you love Kenobi so much? Here's a bunch of figures. Be like, no, thank you.
Yeah, well, it doesn't know what it is.
Yeah. Maybe the Tala character. Oh Lord. Yeah. Talk about missing the mark, man. Whew. Always missed the marks on that one. Yeah, and then they've got the Miss Marvel figures. How's Miss Marvel been going, Adam? Have you been keeping up with that one?
Nope.
You can go get her. You can go get her build a figure there.
I'm gonna explain. I'm gonna talk. I'm gonna give some intimate details of good times and friendships and stuff when you're in your 40s. So my good friend here, Nick, invites me over to his home on 4th of July, and I go, and his wife is there, and his kids are there. And it's all the nice times. Mother-in-law's there. And Nick, just out of nowhere, man, he pops on Independence Day. And I'm like, well, I'm watching it, and all of a sudden I am enthralled in this movie. I was like, man, it was so good. I had such a nice time, and we talked on the porch afterwards and everything. I went home. I should say, I'm going to tell you this after. There's a part of the story. I went home, and I was like, well, fuck that. I don't want to go to bed. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to watch the second one. So I went home and I bought both of them for $7 in a bundle. And I watched part two. And part two, I loved it until it ended. Like until it got into the third act and you saw the Queen. And yeah, it was just a bunch of bullshit after that. But I will say this, the movie Independence Day 2 or Resurgence or whatever, it gave me what I've always wanted since I've seen that movie. I wanted to see what the world was like after all of that. And I got to see it, and I hope they never make another one.
And that's where it can go to die.
Yes, that's where it can just.
So, but yeah, no, that was a good time. Something that you get to see
Simple,
what we like
man.
to do, and we like to just keep it low key.
Yeah, it was simple. It was nice.
So,
but I was like, I got to see the other movie. I don't know what happens.
Yeah, that was one of those like I saw it. Now I can't unsee it, but here we are. So.
Oh, and this is the part of the movie I was talking about or when we were watching it. I asked Nick, I said, have you seen the second one yet? Because I'm thinking in my head now. I'm like, I need to go home and watch the second one. And he's like, it's terrible. It's terrible. And yeah, well,
which is usually my response to most things. So.
Well, yeah, but I had to see it.
Because that's the thing. You know, a lot of YouTubers get a lot of crap for like, oh, you just want to bag on something. Like, that's not true at all. I'd rather come on in here. That's why we're on here talking about gore. Like, we want to see that. We don't want to see the Hollywood's interpretation of gore. We want to see that awesome story brought to the big screen.
That's right.
But all right, my friend, I think we have been streaming enough. We're already 40 minutes into our toy show.
Can't stop addicted to the shindig.
Yeah. So, but we'll have some more toy news for you next week, and we're gonna wrap this up. So, once again, in culmination, HasLab, G.I. Joe. It's probably, for me, the most intriguing toy line right now. That looks like it's definitely worth collecting. Maybe just because they're pushing really hard, but man, they are doing some good stuff over there. Star Wars stock falling. I don't know to put it beyond that. There's only one Marvel's Legend figure that I'm really intrigued by, and my Target has a bunch of them, so I'm gonna go grab one hopefully tomorrow. Is the Thor Ragnarok figure? So,
But the big one.
yes, yeah. So, but other than that, Adam, it is time to wrap it up. So,
all right, Planet Houston, go play with some toys.
yeah, go play some toys, and if you like what we're doing, give us a like and a subscribe over on YouTube. It helps the channel. Or if you just want to interact with us and all the nonsense that we talk about, all the nerdy stuff, you can check us out on Facebook and Instagram at The Escape with Nick and Adam. And if you want to take us with you wherever you go, you can check us out on Spotify at The Escape with Nick and Adam. So thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Night, America.
Good night. Sweet Chatty.